Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another HO scale locomotive review. I know it's been a little bit since I've done a review of any kind on any model for that part, but today I'm coming to you with a review of my Bachmann HO scale 4449 GS class Northern. So, without further ado, let's just jump right into this review. And before I do start the review, I just want to give you guys, for some of you who don't know, just a little bit of backstory about the locomotive that this one's modeled off of. So, this locomotive is modeled after Southern Pacific 4449, which is a 484 GS class Northern. I don't exactly remember when it was built, but I know it was built by the Lima Locomotive Works as a part of the GS class for the Southern Pacific Railroad. And throughout the 40s and 50s, these engines hauled the Southern Pacific's famous daylight passenger train. And as the story goes, yada yada yada, 1950s dieselization, and the locomotives were one by one replaced and either sold to scrap or put on display. This locomotive was lucky enough to be put on display, I believe, in Portland, Oregon, something like that. And in 1976, was the bicentennial for the United States of America. And so the idea was, someone had an idea to put a bunch of American artifacts on a train and have that train pulled across the country. Well, it just so happened that that 4449 and two other locomotives were selected to pull three separate trains across the country in 1976, and the locomotive was painted in red, white, and blue. And eventually, after the whole 1976 thing, the locomotive would be repainted into its daylight paint scheme, and would eventually begin excursion service. And the engine has remained operational with on and offs and restorations and stuff ever since. And right now, the engine is currently being stored in Portland, Oregon, until its next excursion, I guess. So, with all that out of the way, let's get started right into the review. So, starting up here at the front of the locomotive, here we have a EasyMate Mark II knuckle coupler right up here. They're fairly nice couplers. We have our pilot. It's a very nice pilot we have up here. We have some simulated air hoses, which I would assume go to some sort of air source. We have operational coupler cut levers right here on the front of the engine. Don't know how well you can see it right there. There is a 4449 number plate right underneath this little platform. We have some some grab irons, add-on grab irons going along the bottom of the smoke box. We have two operational headlights, and the interesting thing up here about this headlight is it has a little cutout on the inside where it's separated into two separate streams of light. I don't exactly remember what that is called on actual engines. So if anyone knows what that's called, please tell me in the comments below. Moving back here, we have some more simulated grab irons which run the length of the boiler. We have some molded in grab irons on here. Well, yeah, those are grab irons. We have a simulated builder's plate with nothing on it. Also up here we have some cowling around the smokestack, and we have a simulated air horn. So let's move on to the rest of it. So what makes my job incredibly easy with this review is the fact that this locomotive, well, it's streamlined, so there's not much detail to point out. So coming up here, coming up from the pilot, we have very nice molded in detail running along the length of the engine. We have the daylight. We have the word daylight up here in the little logo, I guess. We have it nicely printed, clean, legible. Down here we have our very nice running gear. It's very, very elegant. Up here we have our pilot trucks, and back here we have our trailing trucks. And some firebox detail right there. We also got some, I'm assuming that's probably the feed, I guess that's the feed line. No, that's the throttle. That's the, we have some throttle detail up here as well. And again, more cowling across the top of the engine over here. I'll show you guys a better look at the top of the engine here in a minute. So Like I mentioned earlier, here's a better look at the top of the locomotive. So right here, this is right what I guess would be, I guess that's a hatch for what I assume would be the sand dome. We have, I guess, an indentation of where the steam dome is. We have some pop-off valves over here. We have our whistle over here. Also, I forgot to mention these are all, well, no, I don't think they're separately added, but they are separately painted. So that's nice on Bachmann's touch. Over here on this side, I don't know how well you can see these, but we got some dynamos. I think these might actually be separately applied. I don't exactly remember. We also have some simulated number boards here with no numbers, unfortunately. Also running back here, we got some stay bolts running along the firebox. So let's get a closer look at the engine's cab. So here we are at the locomotive's cab. Again, much of the same detail we've been seeing across for most of the entire engine. We have some molded in. Got some molded in. Oh, we have some molded in hatches. Excuse me, molded in hatches up top here. They don't open, which again, something standard for HO locomotives. We got the 4449 printed here, and some. We got the class and SP right there. We have a ladder coming down from a simulated door going down. We have some. Oh, what are these? I can't tell these. Yep, those are added on. Those are add-on grab irons. Very nice. Some nice rivet detail and such. And the one thing about this cab is that it is hollow. It is hollow, but it is also lacks an interior. Also lacks figures as well. So nothing special there. We got some blowdown tooling down here and such. So let's move on to the engine's tender. Here is the engine's tender. Again, nothing too out of the ordinary we've seen here. We have the very nice colors and lettering. Southern Pacific. It's crisp and legible. We have some separate add-on grab irons over here. We have some more grab irons running down the length of the tender, and some more grab irons over here. Down here on the down here on the end of the tender, we have some molded in ladders, and down here at the bottom we have some add-on ladders. And the tender has three axle trucks. Yeah, it has two 3-axle trucks, and on the end there is, I'll get a better look at it here in a second. It has a Easy Mate Mark II? Yeah. No, Easy Mate. Yeah. I believe it's the Easy Mate Mark II. Probably end up correcting myself here in a minute. But yeah, again, more very nice detail, rivet detail on the side here. We also have some oil and water hatches along the top here. So let's look at the back of the tender. Okay, so now looking at the back of the tender, I was correct. That is an Easy Mate Mark II coupler right there at the bottom. Again, we got a better look at these add-on ladders. This add-on ladder and these molded in ladders. The tender does have an operational headlight when the locomotive is going backwards. Have some more add-on detail over here. Again, the colors on the back of the tender are very nice. They're not sloppy or anything like that. Again, more nice rivet detail along the back of the tender. So the engine. So yeah, let's get on to looking at how the engine runs and stuff. So this locomotive is actually is DCC equipped. It is merely DCC equipped. It doesn't have any sounds or anything like that. But I do have the ability to turn on and off the engine's headlight. So right now, the engine's headlight is turned on. So let's see if I can get some slow speed. There it is. He's going. Here. So yeah, the engine is very good under. It's going backwards. So very good. It's very good under. Let's see. Do I have to zoom it out? Yeah, there we go. The engine is very good under low power. So let's get the engine under. Let's get a train going. Okay, so right now I have the train hooked up to some Southern Pacific Daylight heavyweights. So for those of you who have seen some of my videos before, I think this is the same concept I used for the for the 462 review when I demonstrated it. So I'll get a train going. We'll get underway here in a second. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have enjoyed this video of my review of my Bachmann 484 GS-4 4449. Dang, that's out of fours. If you want to see more content like this, or if you have any, want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. We are very close to 100 subscribers right now, and if you want to help support me and support my channel and see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. And for everyone who has already subscribed, thank you so much. You have absolutely no idea how much this means to me. If you want to leave ideas for any future videos like that, don't forget to leave a comment below. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is CNW 1015 signing off. Have a wonderful rest of your day.